folks. So, I did an interview with Chris Perkins, talking about character deaths. So you can check that video out. I'll put a card up here. But it was really pertinent because if you've been following me on any of the social medias, you might be aware that I
murdered me.
I murdered Nathan's character.
If you are watching this, I'm already dead. Investigate her.
But what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the end of, what is it, Horde of the Dragon Queen?
Yeah, Horde of the Dragon Queen.
So there might be some spoilers. If you haven't run the campaign yet and you plan to, there's going to be some spoilerage happening because basically Nathan's character died at the end of it.
At the end, boss. So, as my bleeding body is sitting there, the rest of the party is like, oh, we're so sad. Let's go loot the Horde of the Dragon because it's treasure.
So just as a lead up, my character ended up holding a demonic sword. The sword was found on one of the bosses, Resmir? She was Resmir, right?
Yeah.
Resmir, that we had stumbled upon and then murdered.
So our party had no balance. It was 4 DPS characters, so every time we'd hit a boss fight, much to the chagrin of our DM, we would super murder the bosses because you had 4 pretty okay leveled DPS characters. No healing, so every fight resorted to, we need to kill them before one of us dies.
We have a flowchart for our party as to how we do that. I'm going to link it down below. I put it on Instagram, I put it on my Facebook. If you want to check it out, you can follow the links and see what we do. But basically, it's like, can we talk our way out of it? Oh, that didn't work. Can we solve this problem with a fire? And can we blame the Red Wizards for it? And so it always ends with, give my int 8, barbarian, half orc, a big sword or hammer, and let her solve it, while you go hide. Now, the problem was Nathan missed the last part. His character didn't hide, but all the other characters were effectively hiding quite well, actually. The bard, who is our DPS bard, we didn't know he had healing abilities at all until
6 months into the campaign.
Because we're like, yeah, we just assumed he never took them because he never did it. And then he healed himself. And we're like, the fuck you say you healed yourself? We have not had healing in this party
ever
at all. But yeah, we went through the whole thing. We survived because we basically were able to DPS our way through pretty much everything. We damaged our way through.
And bluster our way through some just ridiculous situations, which is part of the reason the flowchart existed, because our party, step 1, bluster, if that worked, sweet. If not, watch out, she's loose! And then that was code for let the barbarian hit things.
So, there was a vampire involved in the fight as well. The vampire had, essentially tried to charm everyone, didn't quite work. But Grilka, my character, had just finished slaying the dragon with this soul-eating demonic sword. It literally, sucked the soul out of the dragon. We watched it desiccate as I stabbed the sword into its heart after opening it up its ribcage. And just as the vampire started to charm me, the sword was asking for more souls. And I rolled a 1 on my wisdom saving throw to resist the charm effect.
And also, in addition to int 8, she's wisdom 8, so that natural 1 ended up giving her a total resistance of -1 after factoring in the -2.
I think she might be wisdom 7, actually.
Something.
No, it's charisma 7. It's bad.
Yeah,
it's
you
bad.
rolled junk on those stats.
Super bad.
You have 3 sub-10s. It was abysmal.
So I ended up looking towards my nearest target, which were a swarm of rats and Nathan's character, and
who was getting attacked by a swarm of rats, but I totally had that in check because as a necromancer, I was using my, like, vampiric harvest, so it's just, like, doing good damage against the rats, but healing myself back for more than they were hurting me for.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I was net positive through that fight, 2 giant rat swarms trying to mob the hell out of my wizard, but because I was a necromancer, I was draining their life energy. Until the barbarian decided, golly gee willikers, I want to kill the wizard.
It was not good. So...
Whew.
It was over fast. Like, he didn't suffer. That's a good thing.
Yay!
No,
like I said, so I mean, like, it's actually a funny story. Like, when you talk about it, you know, the vampire had been throwing out charms throughout, and a lot of people were resisting, and those that weren't, she was basically, like, feeding to the dragon. So it's just like, if you failed your wisdom saving throw and you were charmed, she's like, yeah, why don't you just walk up to the dragon? Which was a bad place. I mean, we were fighting 2 legendary characters. Our bard decided to literally ignore all of the pre-planning and fuck off and ran away. So we were 3-manning a dragon and a vampire. We still smoked the dragon.
Is dead.
You know, but like I said, it was just at that key moment, we just killed the dragon. I'm sitting in the mid-30s for hit points, and I'm a wizard. I mean, that's really good for a wizard. I don't have a lot. And then out of nowhere, the fucking half-orc, in one swing, because this demon sword is legit, drops me to below 0. Not enough to kill me outright, but multi-attack is a thing. So then she swings again, takes off 2 of my death saving throws, and before I get a chance to be stabilized, next in the initiative step, Rats. And so they just piled right onto me, killed my character. And like I said, it was frustrating because that was the end boss. And I didn't even realize this was the end boss, but then, like, we finished that, and our DM's just like, because I mean, at this point it's like 3 a.m. He's like, so that's the end of Horde of the Dragon Queen. We're going to do all of the cleanup in one more session. So I even tell him, I'm like, is there a point in me showing up? He's like, not really. You should hear it because you were here for the rest of the campaign. I'm like, okay. Yay. So the rest of the party goes down, fills their pockets with as much gold and platinum as they can find. So they're all like,
we're rich.
Thousandaires in gold. And then they all get these sweet magic items, except for you. You bombed your investigation check.
I have an int 8.
Oh, I know. Fuck? You just bombed the investigation check. You make off with a potion. But like I said, everyone's got these baller magic items. And my corpse. And I'm like, yay, that's the huge payoff of Horde of the Dragon Queen for my wizard.
Well, we get to roll a new character for you, which is exciting. You're looking forward to that. I don't know if Lang, who is our DM and also your former current, I don't know what your relationship is in podcast ease is.
I don't know if it counts as a podcast anymore because he inexplicably wants to broadcast this. And
hey,
I mean,
I'm making that choice too.
It's also inexplicable here.
But we'll see if we can do any broadcasting. Otherwise, if you're interested in hearing more about our tales as we go through Rise of Tiamat, we'll see. Based on the comments, we might do more of these kinds of summaries of basically Nathan lamenting his shitty dice and me telling you how I follow the flowchart and everything works out.
Well, I mean, everything's gonna work out when you have a rock-solid AC and 90-plus hit points. As a wizard, I had neither of those going into this fight.
Yeah. It wasn't great.
And I mean, I got caught in the cone of cold as I was trying to dash outside of the possible breath weapon from the White Dragon. Still got tagged with it, but, you know, limped along, healed myself up with some spells. It was fun times.
Well, upside...
Until my wife decided... Let's kill my husband.
Chris.
So he gets no loot.
Chris Perkins is going to enjoy this story, I think. So, you know, that's an upside. And you get to hang out with him. You can tell him the story.
About, like, the D&D campaign that nearly led to divorce? Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, marital acrimony. I think I've got to retitle this channel at one point where it's just like... people can watch the downward spiral of our marriage through games. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be putting up more content the next month or so. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to see. Share your death stories in the comments, and yeah, let us know if you want to hear recaps. We play every couple weeks on Roll20 with our friends, and we roll really poorly. One of our friends is actually convinced that the system is really like broken, so it'll be great. All right, until next time, I will see you soon.
Cheers.